Bullying is the use of physical, verbal, social, emotional aggression to hurt or intimidate others, and at times try to control others. And on a daily basis, we record numerous cases of bullying in our schools, both private and public schools, nursery, primary and secondary schools. And if it is not well taken care of, this bullying causes a lot of trauma, emotional damage, low self-esteem, and might also lead to poor academic performance. Dear friends, welcome to another edition of Education Matters with Nsisong Sampson. On this particular edition, which will be coming out in episodes, we will tackle it Voices Against Bullying, which we will invite different teachers, parents to talk about the causes and practical ways and measures of controlling bullying in our schools. Because if it is not well controlled, it leaves a negative effect in the life of our learners, the life of the students. So welcome to this edition of Education Matters with Nsisong Sampson. Dear friends, on this particular episode, which is the episode 1 of Voices Against Bullying, we are going to have teacher Aniekan Mana and teacher Esther Fran speak to us on the causes of bullying and also explore practical measures, practical ways on how to stop bullying in our schools and also create supportive learning environments and safe learning environments for our wards. Thank you. And so first, let's welcome some teachers to raise their voices and tell us some causes of bullying in our schools.
Okay, talking about the causes of bullying, I think number 1 could be lack of discipline. Poor enforcement school rules can encourage bullying.
Social and environmental factor, that's the desire for popularity and influence by a particular student in the school. The tendency to dominate or to exert influence or control over other students.
The second point is desire for power and control. Some bullies really enjoy dominating or intimidating their friends.
Lack of empathy for another student. There are students that don't have empathy for others.
Okay.
Especially you see in the schools environment, you see the senior student bullying the junior student without empathy.
I will also say jealousy can actually cause bullying. A student may bully another because of success. A student can bully another because of popularity or possessions.
We also have parental factors.
Parental factors.
Yes, maybe student that grew up in the family or in the home where there is domestic violence.
Okay.
May like to exhibit aggressive behavior in the school because he has inherited that pattern from the parents. He has learned it from the parents. A situation where a student or learners grew up in such an environment, indirectly they will exhibit such character in the school.
That is a very big problem. Well, to some extent, we know that bullying cannot be totally stopped in our schools. Yes. But we have some practical measures, some practical strategies that we can use to curtail the level of bullying in our schools. So can we know most of those strategies that we can adopt in our school just to control bullying in schools and make the school a safer learning environment for all the learners?
Solution to bullying in school. Number 1 solution to bullying in school: teach good behavior. Students should be taught on kindness, respect, and empathy to one another.
One of the solutions that should be provided in order to cure the bullying and physical bullying in the school is public awareness, public enlightenment. educational planners, school administrators, teachers, even the government should embark on intensive public awareness about the effects and the consequences of bullying among students in school, both in the private and in the public sector. I believe this awareness will help to reduce the level of bullying among students. That has to do with public enlightenment, can come in the form of education. In fact, a course should be introduced in the curriculum that will address that issue in the school system.
Number 2, enforce school rules. Schools should have a clear anti-bullying rules and punish offenders appropriately. Very, very important. They should be punished.
Then also, legislative action should be taken. I believe government can make a law that will prohibit or punish anybody, any student found bullying another student in the school. I believe if there is such action taken by the government, it will help to reduce or to cure bullying and physical bullying among students.
When you say punish, who will implement this punishment? Because I think in education system these days, we are not allowed to punish students. So how will it be done or implemented?
That is why I said government should embark on legislative action. I believe by the time government makes a law that prohibits students from bullying another student, and disciplinary measure is attached to it, I believe that the teachers and the school administrators are the one to implement it, because since we are the one working in the school system, so if a student is found violating or going against the law that has been put in place, the student will be punished based on the provision of the law. So yes, I believe legislative action is important. Then also referral services, like referring a student or a learner to a school counselor, can also play important role.
That's another serious topic that we are going to take, because why am I saying that it's a serious topic?
Okay.
How many public schools has a counselor nowadays?
Thank you. Okay.
But don't worry, let's continue. I think we'll talk about that some other time.
Okay, yes, I think that is why government should ensure that every public school must have a counselor. It is important that we have counselors in our school environment, because they have a role to play, because they offer psychological solution to students.
That's true.
So most of these students that are bullying, you can never tell. Some of them come from the environment, the home where parents have been having domestic violence, and so such a student should be subjected to counseling by a counselor. I think that will help to reduce the level of bullying among learners in the school. Then also proper behavior, like modus operandi, code of conduct should be introduced. Rules and regulations should be introduced, should be put in place in the school system, and these rules should be enforced by teachers and school administrators. I remember in my secondary school days, in part of our rules and regulation back then was that no student is permitted to fight in the school compound. And if you fight in the school compound and you are caught and taken to the principal, you'll be punished. So I believe rules and regulations should be enforced in the school system by administrators and teachers. This will help to reduce the level of bullying and physical bullying among students, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom setting.
Number 3, great awareness. Schools should organize talks and campaigns on the dangers of bullying. This will help them have the knowledge of what bullying can actually do to another person. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ania Kanumana, and thank you, Teacher Esther Fram, for your insightful contribution. Dear friends, together we can raise voices against bullying. Together we can make our school a safer place for our learners. So thank you. You've listened to this episode of the show. Please ensure that you also raise your voice. Let's speak up against bullying in our school. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode. of voices against bullying. My name is Nsisong Sampson, your regular host. See you in the next episode of this particular series, Voices Against Bullying. Thank you.